first, let's talk about this beaten to crap tag. This is the main reason why I will never get another Bandai Movie Monster series figure from Amazon ever again. While the other two, hint hint, that I got from this particular order, their tags remain just fine. This guy, not so much. As you can see, the corner of the tag up here is torn and beaten to heck, but the back of this tag is very, very nice. It's all bent and everything, but the overall design of it with Godzilla's dorsal fins and that burning, crackling detail on it looks very, very cool. Opening the tag up gently to not further sever that one corner of the tag, we can see a bunch of stuff on the inside that I really can't understand, but there's an image of Godzilla right there roaring out in pain, and it looks really cool. And as you can see, it says Godzilla Movie Monster Godzilla Vinyl Figure New. Thanks for nothing, Amazon. So what I'm going to do, not because this guy is rare in any sense of the freaking word, I'm going to give his tag some extra protection because this is unacceptable. Unacceptable condition! I am a very big tag nerd, and as much as, I really don't need another Burning Godzilla, I am already considering getting another one of these to just have one with a better tag. And in that case, I would probably detag this version and keep him by my computer or something to that degree, because that is entirely unacceptable. Again, one of the reasons why I will never order from Amazon again. Obviously, I know this isn't going to happen every single time I were to possibly order a Bandai Movie Monster series figure from Amazon, because multiple people have and not everybody has gone through this heartache as I have. But I also do just want to support Hobby Link Japan. They are not Amazon. They've been more helpful than Amazon when it comes to bringing in new Godzilla figures and such. So now that I have this all nice and tagged, I will say it does look a lot better. It does. Let's get a good focus on there. Yeah. That does look a lot better. So maybe I won't get another one. But yeah, this tag was absolutely beaten to crap, and I really wished it wasn't. I don't know why the tag got so muffed up, but this guy wasn't in a plastic bag in the box. The other two were, so. Alrighty. Now I guess we can get to talking about the figure. This figure is peak lazy Bandai bullshit. Yes, we're cursing right now, right at the beginning of a video, yeah. I like certain things about this figure. I do. I dislike a bunch of things about this figure. I do. And you could probably already tell what I hate the most about it, but I guess the first thing we'll do is talk about what I do like. First off, I honestly do enjoy the metallic orange on this figure. If it's not going to be translucent, it might as well be something nice and shiny that keeps my attention. And keep my attention it does. I just wish there was a little bit more of it. Now I know when it comes to screen accuracy, Burning Godzilla's icy hot patches all over his body were very there, they were very loud, and they were very obvious. And with this version of the figure, they're very loud, they're very there, they're very obvious, but it just feels like they were kind of thrown on, you know what I mean? But this is the portion where I talk about things that I like. So the dorsal fins, I do like how these things look. I do wish the orange used on them was a little bit brighter and a little bit louder. I mean, you can tell the major differences between this orange and this orange and this orange and this orange. It's just a little too faded, but still, I do enjoy it. It's just a shame that... Nope. Stuff I like, stuff I like. I really do like that the detail on this figure is very much pronounced. I mean, you could look at the 2003 version and still see the same kind of detail, but the detail here just feels so much more there. It's detail you can feel, and yes, you can feel it on the 2003 version, yes, but here it just feels like the mold they used was slightly updated or just a little bit more on the high quality side. So a plus there. And moving on to the final thing that I like. Burning Godzilla finally has red eyes. Not orange eyes with a black pupil, but actual red and orange eyes, and it looks really good. Except when you turn it to the other side and dolly, just like that, we're gonna get to the stuff that I don't like about this figure. Look at that wonk eye! Bandai! Really? Now this is surely inexcusable for the SH Monster Arts line, but Bandai, my guys, my gals, my lovely humans. Look at that. If you would just a little bit, you did it just flat on this side. Why aren't you doing it? Bandai. There's only so many things that I can openly defend you on. This, I cannot. But at least when it comes to the teeth, they look nicely painted. I mean, this one looks like the opposite end of a popsicle stick, so I don't know what the frick is going on there. From the front view, the teeth look pretty great. Do they really? You're not going to comment on the fact that this tooth over here looks like a freaking toothpick? Or that the frontal fang over here is in the wrong freaking place? Look at the gap between that! The only reason I sound so mad and pissed off is that I now have to throw out a whole part of the video that I thought was pretty funny because I missed not one, but 2 different issues here. This tooth looking like a blade of grass and the frontal fang over here being painted in such a weird way that I thought they actually forgot to paint a tooth on the opposite side when it turns out that it was just painted in a crooked manner. I'm such an idiot! And this is still crap. This is still bad. Bad Bandai. Bad. I'm such an idiot! Now, when it comes to Burning Godzilla's tail, it's kind of always been slightly different with figures. The tail's been white, or it's been a trailing off effect of orange to white. It's been all orange, it's been all white, or it's just been left black like this. Now, I really do wish, like, they at least attempted to paint at least up to there with the orange, because then it would look, I guess, a little bit better. But I guess since I've had the Bandai creation Burning Godzilla, this really just doesn't bother me, but it's like, bro, this looks so freaking lazy. It's like, you really didn't even try. Like, Bandai, I know you spray paint some of this crap on, just, I would have been fine. At least you would have attempted it. This does just look really freaking lazy, though. It really, really does. Like, fam. Really? Speaking of lazy, this is incredibly lazy. It's like, you couldn't even bother to make it look like the shoulders, could you? Like, you know, looking at the shoulders over here, it honestly looks like there is a patch of Godzilla's skin that is burning. It's trailing off, it's not even or anything like that. That just looks like you painted it. In a perfect line, too. Look at that. Bandai, why are you using your precision painting to make something look so cheap and awful? I mean, I do think the crotch area over here fared a little bit better. Same with the chest, kinda, even though it kinda looks like the Space Invaders ship. But, like, come on, man. Come on. Why? This looks awful. Awful. I mean, at least the toes look okay. I mean, they came pretty banged up in shipping. We have some random orange metallic paint over here. But there's some on the toe over here as well. Go figure. But, I mean, I guess when it comes to the toes, they look fine. When it comes to the fingernails, I mean, we got a chip in the paint over here. And we got one over here. But for the most part, that looks fine, I guess. It's honestly upsetting that I have this much negative to say about a figure that's been done way better multiple times way back in 1995 into the 2000s and beyond. It really is. Now, I will show you the reasoning of why I am so upset with this figure, and we're going to compare and contrast the two. Therefore, you can actually see with your eyes the literal downfall of Bandai's quality control. Just look at this. Not only is this translucent, and I love the way that looks, and that's probably why the detail doesn't really pop as much as this one does, because it was probably molded in a translucent orange and then just painted over black. But anyway, look at how fantastic this is. Look at how uneven it is. Look at how perfect it is. And then look at this. You understand where I'm coming from and why I'm so upset? It's like you couldn't even just trace like how this looked onto this figure. They're essentially the same figure. They really are. Shot for shot, practically the same. Head might be a little bit sharper, that's pretty much it. Why is this so difficult, Bandai? You literally have pictures of this. You can make a stencil, you can attempt to make it look somewhat the same, and you can't even do that, can you? Look at how much better the 2003 version looks. It's night and freaking day. Now when looking at the chest, I do wish this version had a little bit more like this version does, but I'd still say this looks better because this looks like Godzilla's burning up from the inside. This looks like he's got a weird micro bikini on. I feel the exact same way for the crotch to thigh area as well. That just looks... Now Now, this is honestly just a preference. I mean, this whole review is a preference, but I really do like that the nails are orange on the original, while these, you know, are accurate and everything like that. I just like the way those look way better. That's just me. Something I will give the new Movie Monster series release, though, is that I prefer the eyes. Even though this guy is a little bit wonky, I do prefer the eyes. I think the eyes look a little bit meaner. These look a little bit cuter, I guess you could say. I don't know, turning this guy forward, like, he just kind of emanates cute. He doesn't emanate anger and pain quite like this guy does. But then again, looking at this guy's face, I don't really see pain, I see confusion. But you understand where I'm coming from, right? Like, this guy looks a little bit fiercer minus the Badunga eye. When it comes to the major row of dorsal fins, I do prefer the 2003 version just because the translucent look to them just looks so much better than metallic, but I do enjoy the metallic. I want to drive that home. I do think this is a very cool look, but I just prefer this. Detail-wise, I'd say they're both about the same. You know me, I can go on and on about the looks of dorsal fins, but these look pretty close to me. What doesn't look pretty close to me, though, is the tails. This looks so much better. Bandai, you really could have just done the same thing with this figure that you did with this figure, but that just could have been all orange. I wouldn't have cared about the in-between. I don't think I know anybody that would have cared about the in-between. It would have looked a lot better. Yes, it is a tail, and you do pose your Godzilla figures head on, not tail on, but come on, man. Come on. Is it really so hard to just and just do that? Is it so hard? Is it? I'm getting too upset over this, I really am. But yeah, if I had to pick between the two, I would absolutely go for the 2003 version. Translucent patches, translucent spines, a fully painted tail. The head and the eyes could have used a little bit more work. That's honestly the one point of the newer one that I prefer over the original, and that's pretty much it. Again, I like the metallic, but okay, I guess now we can get into articulation. So, full spin at the head, like so. Arms can go back and forth like so. They do have the capability of going all the way around, but knowing Bandai, this metallic paint will chip off if it receives any kind of friction, so not even going to try. Legs can go all the way around like so, and you're not going to get anything at the tail unless you break the glue seal, which I don't like doing because I suck, I guess. Overall, I'm so glad I didn't originally get this with the Destroya when both of those originally first released, because I don't think I would have been very favorable of this. And you all know how I operate. It really needs to be pretty bad for me to dislike it. And I do dislike this figure. Despite having the red and orange eyes, the better looking face, and just detail that pops a lot more, and I do like the metallic paint, I do. But despite all of that, I still find this to be one of the Movie Monster series' worst releases thus far. Like, seriously, I do think this was a terrible way to really start things back up again, because Bandai, this is not your best work. To think the Movie Monster series Mogira and Space Godzilla came after this, to think Showa era Gigan came after this, Final Wars Gigan, even to think anything that the Movie Monster series released after this was positive or as positive as I made it out to be or as I feel about them, honestly surprises me, because this is piss poor. This is really, really bad. Like, I really, don't like this. I'm serious. And hold on, that's just kind of insulting. I know these are Bandai vinyls. I know they're not always supposed to be 100% accurate, especially within scale with one another. But this just further twists the knife into the wound, man. Godzilla being taller than Destroya? GTFO, bro. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, would I recommend this to new and old collectors? Newer collectors, sure. You gotta have your first Burning Godzilla from somewhere if you don't already have it from Bandai Creation. Older collectors, to be completely honest, if you don't have it already, I don't think you really need to go out of your way to get it now. When I got it off of Amazon, I think it was like $15, maybe $20 at the time, so even that's too much for something like this. 150,000% not Bandai's best work, and a pretty poor way to start off the new line of Movie Monster series figures, but I will say this, they have improved from this. Sure, they're still not painting tails all the way, and sure, this is definitely lazy compared to what they released in the past. Poor technologies and all. I would have been a bajillion times less for Bandai back in the day had I actually gotten this first. But I mean, directly after this, I think we got the anime figures, or maybe slightly even before this. I don't remember the timeline. I think it was sometime after this, or before this. No, did the anime figures come out in some? I don't. Either way, the line improved after this. It took a couple of dips here and there. I would definitely not say that this figure is worse than the 1954 reissue. That thing is fucking lazy. This thing is still kind of lazy. Could have been done better, but this is leagues better than the 54 reissue. That's for damn sure. But anyway, let's just cut back to my face and end this off, huh? I'm just about done talking about this poor Cheeto mother flubber. Ugh. I've said really all I want to say about this thing, but just because I am saying it's a bad release doesn't mean that it needs to be a bad release for you. This could be your very first Burning Godzilla figure, and like I said, you gotta start somewhere. Anyway, I have been ShinRobjira. Do hope you enjoyed. Patrons, thank you so much for becoming ShinRobjira patrons. Truly means the world to me. I know I say the same thing over and over again, but truly, it does. Actually, it's because of you guys that I was even able to order this part 1 of part 3. Oh. Yeah, welcome to the Bandai Lost Movie Monster series trilogy. This is part 1. Take a guess what the other 2 are. You'll see. Social media in the description. Merch in the description. Patrons, again, thank you. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week for that guy over there. Peace.